Hi there, my name is Catherine River Rain, and this is your Scorpio astrology for September 2013. So every month I do some classical astrology analysis of the major influences, the outer planets going on, how that's affecting your life in a bigger picture, and I go into a deep meditation and I allow whatever image or word or animal or anything that comes out of that to be the message for you for this month. So Scorpio, since last year you've had the planet Saturn traveling through your sign, and it continues there for another year. So it's a really important time in your life. Saturn, when it comes around, it's our teacher. It takes something away, or it restricts you, makes you feel like restless or like you're being tested in some aspect of your life, sort of like you can't move. And of course that's enormously frustrating. But at the same time, this is sometimes the only way to learn certain lessons. If we're constantly in motion, we never sit still long enough to concentrate to learn to read a book. If we're constantly flipping the pages, we don't know the story. So that's how I sort of like to look at it. Saturn is now making you stay on that page and read it until you understand it. So if you've been feeling this way, it does have a higher reason. You're not being punished. It's something that everyone has to go through. And when it comes to, when it comes to Saturn touching the Sun, that means it can be like an identity crisis. It can be, who am I? What do I want? What do I like? What am I supposed to do? I don't know. It can be quite profound. And so if you sit with that and try to be patient with yourself, there's still another year and a bit before this influence leaves. And depending if you're in October Scorpio or November, you might have already felt the worst of it, or it might still be to come. But there will be a period where you feel you're in a pressure cooker, and you're going to want to reinvent your life. And Scorpio, nobody's stronger than you to be able to do that. So I wanted to go into the vision I had for you for this month, and that was, as I tuned in, I saw a person alone smoking on a bench outside. And I realized that we see people doing that every day, and we walk by and we don't think anything of it because it's such a common image to see. But it doesn't mean this isn't a significant ritual for the person doing it. Now, smoking, okay, energetically, literally means you're putting a smoke screen around you. When you have all of that nicotine and everything blowing around you, and you're lighting up, and the rituals, and do you have a lighter man, kind of, and sitting down, and a lot of smokers will take a very particular posture, and they sort of assume this side of themselves that comes out like ritualistically when they have their cigarette. You know, some people use it as a way to socialize, taking their smoke break with somebody, asking somebody if they have one, asking someone if they have a light. But when you see somebody smoking alone, to me it means they need some space. They don't want to be bothered. They have a lot on their mind. They want to figure it out themselves. And the cigarette is like part of the way that they're soothing themselves. Now, of course, we all know cigarettes aren't healthy for the body, but hell, we all have something. We all have something that we use to comfort ourselves or cope with stress. Even if you're exercising 5 days a week, you can still be using that as a coping mechanism, even though it's quote-unquote healthy. So smoking has been called a unhealthy coping mechanism. I'm not here to say cigarettes are bad or good. I'm just saying It's an important ritual for the person doing it. So, as an image, whether you're a smoker or not, I want you to consider this. Are you needing to have space, a shell or a smoke screen around you right now so that you can think things through? Are you wishing you had more time alone? Do you have healthy rituals in your life to cope with whatever is stressing you out? I would encourage you at this time, especially with Saturn in your sign, to maybe think about other alternative ways that you can manifest these emotions than using an addictive substance, if you do. And that addiction can be anything. As I said, even exercise can be an addiction. Food is certainly an addiction. But try to think if there are other things that bring you into that space where it's you have a sense of being cocooned, where you can figure out things. Some people, it's going to be a walk in nature. They can't be in the city, they have to be out in the woods. And that's where they can feel themselves the most. Other people, maybe it's in water or by the water. Yoga is a great way, but only if you're doing the yoga with the intention of staying present with how you feel, not with exerciseaholic, doing it perfectly. Reading is another great one. Playing with your dog or lying down for a nap with your cat. There's many ways to get that that sense of a ritual that works for us, that gives us peace, gives us a timeout, space to think in a healthy way. And so that's my big message for Scorpio this month. It doesn't mean your month is going to be bad at all, okay? I'm just honoring the reflective quality in your life right now, and that you should also honor that too for yourself. If you would like to reach me for a private reading or to have your astrology chart done, then you can contact me at my website, which is river-rain.com. Thanks.